All right, welcome to the Sunday morning podcast. I'm your friendly neighborhood sensei.
I'm B Green Flex in the
Building.
building.
Man, what's up? What's up, y'all? All right, so first things first. Rest in peace to the legend.
Wait.
Wait. What?
Episode 2.
Yes, episode 2.
Episode 2.
It's just very like.
You
know what I'm saying?
It's heavy. It's heavy. But episode 2, first one's out. Go check that out on my channel, B Green Flex, or on our podcast channel, Easy Like Sunday Morning, and that's EZ, like just the letters.
Yep.
Go check those out. Like, subscribe, share on this episode 2, and we're gonna start this one out kind of heavy.
Yeah. So rest in peace to the legend.
To the legend.
To the legend.
Mr. Bryant.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. And you know what? The first thing I have to say about it is everybody bringing up that whole rape case thing with him.
Yeah. That's
How
true.
long ago was that?
There was a
No. How long ago was that?
Yeah, exactly.
We're not talking about what he did outside of, like, he was a legend. The man was a 5-time NBA championship? He had 5 rings. Come on now. 18-time All-Star, bro. Come on, man. We're talking about like what he did, yeah, like
it's the
like for strictly basketball.
He jumped over a damn what was it, Aston Martin or some shit. There was like a
it was
video
something
where
like that.
he just fucking leaps over that shit, like,
Go
bro,
watch that
like
shit if you haven't seen it, it's really
like
cool.
He was like literally like a superhero to kids. Bro.
Yep.
Like he really was, bro.
Yep.
Like his number, the Lakers, like, bro, him and Shaq, bro, what?
Yeah.
Dude, like,
yeah, bro. But yeah, he was an 18-time All-Star.
Like,
and he was only 41 years old.
I know, and that's what's crazy is that like
he
just retired
old.
what 2 years ago or 3 years ago or something.
Yeah,
he had his last game where he dropped like 60 points, some shit, like fucking and
I think the saddest part about it is his daughter too.
Yeah.
Like that's.
And I was listening to.
I couldn't imagine that feeling of.
I was listening to somebody
and
they were talking about like how when you're in that situation as a father to a father to a daughter, and you're in that situation and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
To save the situation or protect her, and you're just watching it all unfold. Like, imagine that's how you go out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just
shows
crazy.
Like you can literally go out
anytime,
in any possible way, anytime, for any reason. Like it's crazy, man. It's kind of scary.
It is scary because then it's like I see like people post on Facebook where the little memes. It's like, you know, even just you getting home safely is a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just driving home safely, and it's like it really kind of is when you think about it.
Like, and dude, what's crazy about that too is because I watch sometimes I watch car crash compilations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just
like
because
red light running,
it's crazy to watch that because it actually keeps you alert more on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But you see a lot of bad shit on there, and it's like, yo, they couldn't have avoided that. Like that car that got hit at that speed, there was no way to avoid it. Mm-hmm. They were doing everything perfectly right on the road. I was about to say, especially when it sucks when it's like you're doing everything right. Like you see the person, like you watch the video, the person is like just driving along, and some motherfucker just, boom. Yeah, and it's like, yo, that person might have just died from that, right? Yep. And it's crazy, just like that.
Yep.
Just like that, but
anyway, yeah. So rest in peace to the king.
Yes,
man.
Rest in peace to Kobe, the Mamba, Black Mamba.
Man, and like I was gonna say, he just retired recently.
I don't care what he did outside of basketball. He's still a legend. He's still.
Well, and it's one of those things.
He went straight from high school to NBA. So
I know.
Come
Play
on.
with Jordan?
So.
It's just, I was going to say, it's also one of those things, too, is when someone dies, especially in a tragic way like that, loses their daughter, the family lost the father, husband, and daughter, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you shouldn't be dwelling on
what he
some of the negative connotations of his name. Like, you shouldn't be dwelling on this. You should be dwelling on the fact that there is millions, not thousands, millions of kids that grew up watching Kobe and, aspired to play like him or to be
he
that
inspired a lot
level.
of people to play basketball.
That's what I'm saying.
Become better. Yo, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
This man went straight from high school to NBA. Yo, I want to be that good. I want to be good enough like that.
Yep. So, so definitely heavy-hearted man. Rest in peace to him. I wish my best to the Bryant family. Condolences and
Yeah. Much love, man. That's brutal. That's brutal. And then another. Oh no, there's also more on that, bro. So they actually, right here, I found this article. Is the last moments of Kobe Bryant's flight raised perplexing questions on cause of crash. So they're actually
you were saying how.
What was it? Who was it? To better understand the flight, the Times used commercial aircraft tracking data from FlightRadar24.com to reconstruct the helicopter's perilous plummet. So like they've actually like mapped out
like a simulation
course.
Of what happened.
To try to better figure out why it went down. And,
damn, son.
Yeah, but there was another. Let's see.
It's crazy too that like it's people when certain people like that die, the lengths that they'll try to go through to understand the reasons why and what happened, and excuse me, like the investigations they do, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that in a way that's like it's good because they find out what happened, but it's also like, why do you not go through those lengths with regular people?
Yeah, exactly.
But but that's neither here nor there.
They said the investigators or federal investigators are trying to figure out why the pilot. They said it's 50-year-old Ara Zobayan. I don't know how to pronounce that. But they said at one point during the final minutes of the flight, he said he was ascending to avoid a layer of clouds. But then he diverged from the expected westbound path he reported to air traffic control and banked left to the south. The helicopter then began a rapid descent over Las Virgenes, I don't know, road. What was that? Las Virgenes?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I imagine.
But yeah, it says it appears the pilot had lost contact with air traffic control by this point. So.
Damn. So he kind of went off course a little bit, or like?
Yeah, he banked. Like he went off of the course he told air traffic control.
Huh.
So basically, I'm assuming. I mean, I don't really know much about this stuff, but I'm assuming you tell your path or your path,
because when you're
air
flying
traffic control, because they can see and they know what's in that path.
Yeah.
So they can be like, no,
radars and shit.
Go this path because this is coming up. So he probably was in a clear path, but then banked left, and next thing you know,
nothing.
Yeah, there's a hill because he said it was a 11,000 pound chopper, now traveling at 175 miles per hour, bro. Crashed into a hillside. Oh my god. Scattering wreckage 600 feet. Dude, it's just like, and what, like, I heard that it was under foggy conditions and that they had actually grounded all the other choppers and stuff in the area.
Something like that too, where like
I
planes
really
that were supposed to take off weren't taking off because of the fog, and then like anyone that was up in the air, they were telling to descend or just be extra careful or something like that. But either way, yeah, I mean it's always kind of crazy to think about too, like in situations like that, like what would it have been like to be a fly in that helicopter and to see what was actually happening in those last moments. It's like, who knows? Maybe when someone figures out time travel, that's what they should do.
Yeah.
Just do things like that.
Yeah. Maybe. But then again, like, what if that whole thing of everything happens for a reason is actually true?
Yeah. Well, I didn't say mess with it. I just said, like, see what goes down.
Oh, go, like, you're saying, yeah.
Put a microphone in there or something.
Yeah, but then you deal with, like, emotion. You'd have to find the right person that has zero emotions because they can't have any attachment to what they're going back to observe.
It's like on Fairly Odd Parents when he waits for no feelings.
So, like, you send the most diehard Kobe fan back to observe the crash. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be like, dude, I'm fucking here. I'm saving him. Yeah. It's like, but yeah. So.
But I was gonna say too, like he just retired, so he didn't even really get to like enjoy the fruits of
not having to train.
Yeah, and like just be able to spend time with his family and travel and stuff like that, and so. But I don't know, man. It's just everyone always try to be cognizant of what's really happening in your life. Try to be thankful of everything.
Very true.
we all are blessed. We go through
Very
struggles,
blessed.
we go through hard times, but you know, you wake up every day to experience them. So,
Yep.
you know, rest in peace to the
Going
king.
through shit like that just makes you stronger. So.
Yep.
Oh man, but the other
On to the next
crazy thing is
because this, along with all of this stuff going on, we got a possible. There's a show on Netflix called Containment, I think is what it's called. Very good show, by the way. I've watched it a couple times, but it was like in Atlanta or something, and this virus broke out. Everyone was like coughing up blood and shit. Yeah, good show. Go check it out. But some shit is going down. It's kind of like that.
This coronavirus.
I don't know if it's that. Yeah, but
this coronavirus. I don't know, man. Like
I saw a thing today.
It's scary.
Or I think it was from yesterday. They have like 11,000. No, it's 11,000 deaths or 11,000 cases. I think it's 11,000 cases and like 1,000 deaths, 800 deaths or some shit. I don't know. But either way, there's people found out every day like that have it, and it's in the U.S. now supposedly. Of course, you got China. You know, it's all over. It's been found in certain parts of Asia. Like, it's the shit.
Yo, right here, this the Wall Street Journal, New York City investigating possible first case of coronavirus. It's already on the East Coast. It's already on the East Coast.
It is. And
it's terrifying.
It is, bro.
Oh my God.
And it's kind of funny because it's like on the show Containment. I can't say it because if whoever watches it, you know. But I'm gonna spoil it. Fuck it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Alert.
If you watch the show Containment and you have not finished it, don't watch this next couple minutes.
Yeah. You can just skip that.
So in the show, you find out that the lady that's trying to help them, like, find a cure and find out what's going on with it, and like was sent to Atlanta to figure all the shit out. That works for the CDC. She actually was in connection with the government official dude that released the virus. And because she was trying to like save her career or some shit, so she wanted to do that and then find a virus or find a vaccine for it or whatever, a cure for it, so that way she'd be good and like get all the acclimates and shit. So accolades. And so anyway, it's kind of funny when shit like that happens in real life now, because it's like you always think about like, okay, what if the government does do that? What if they release viruses and things into the community to try to have population control or try to have...
I always think about that shit, bro. I am always thinking about that.
Because you got to think we're growing like way too fast.
What are chemtrails? So you notice how like they're not across the whole sky. So the jet doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, they're released.
It's manually released.
Yeah.
So what the... you know what I'm saying? I mean... I saw one theory or heard one theory that they're putting these chemicals and shit into the air that our bodies are becoming dependent on, so that one day if they stop it,
we're all
stop
sick.
doing chemtrails, and we're not getting those chemicals anymore that our bodies become dependent on. Mass population control.
Makes sense.
But then again, you see chemtrails where
there's other people that might be important.
Higher up people and important people. So it's like...
But they might have...
That's why that theory is kind of like...
they might have something they take.
Yeah. It might be like an Illuminati type thing where, like...
Well, like, if you ever watch American Horror Story Apocalypse, another... Well, no, it's not a spoiler alert, really. The show...
I saw that's the newest one, right?
I think so,
Is that the one where, like, the...
I think they came out with another one since then.
Who sends the nuke? Somebody sends a nuke?
Yeah, they order nukes, and then they send it to the world. Yeah. And the only people that are still, like, around are people that, like, have money, or, like, new people that had money and, like, were able to come with them and stuff. But it's just, like, all the elite people. And, like, excuse me, there's definitely a scenario that could happen where that happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where they're like, okay.
Yeah, very true.
Everyone's dead except for rich people. Like, or, like,
shit, this
just
could
going
be
to Mars. Yeah.
I mean, but look, like, they have... We know that the cure for a lot of these diseases that there's no cure for are out there. We know.
Because with the advancements in technology and DNA and cells and stem cells and all that shit, there's no way in fucking hell that they don't have a cure for some of the things they say they don't.
No way. Look at, I mean, don't hate me for saying it, but look at Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
How long has he had AIDS
for?
Oh,
no. I understand.
Look at Freddie Mercury. He didn't last long at all once he found out he had AIDS. Eazy-E.
Like, literally, he went from being perfectly healthy to, like, he found out he had AIDS because he was kind of sick. Like, he started sneezing and shit like that. Then he went to just straight sick as fuck. Found out he had AIDS and then died within, like, another month.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So, I mean...
There's no way that he's living for freaking 10, 20 years, like...
Yeah, it's
20 years now.
It's something to definitely, like, think about. Like, we could just be wrong as hell. Obviously.
Yeah,
but
we could.
In my opinion, it's definitely sketchy.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been that type of person.
Or even if they don't have an actual cure, they have something that literally completely gets it out of the way, like, to where it doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like that's what I was saying. On your point is, for all we know, maybe there's a certain ring of rich people that already have a cure for the coronavirus. And it actually is the
population control.
End of the world population control
virus. Or even if it's not an end of the world one, maybe it's just to level it off a little bit. Because I mean, you got to think with our population now, it's like way past 7 billion. It's like we're growing way too much. We don't have enough space, which is why they're trying to go to space, trying to go to Mars. Which is also another thing. They could all go up there and just leave us down here to fight each other and fend for scraps. So that's another possibility too.
Which it's okay. As the people, we will find a way to them. You know.
Yep. Or we can just get rich and fuck it. Can't beat them, join them, right?
Start a company after they leave and they're like, look at that young millionaire down there. Bring him up here.
Billionaire. Billionaire, thank you.
Oh, billionaire, yeah, billionaire. Yeah, we got this new, Brandon Flex found his microphone, so this video will be with the new microphone. Sorry, I hit the table, didn't I?
Yeah. You got, because if
I'm bad with that. Shot. I'm bad with that. I like swinging.
It's like fun, but just gotta be careful.
Alright, hold on one moment. What's up, buddy? Hey.
Duty calls, man. Duty calls. But yeah, so coronavirus, man, it's been pretty crazy. Cases every day. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up the news right now. It's just wild to think that there's, like I was saying, with the advancements in technology and what they understand about the human body and DNA and shit like that, and even down to atoms and everything. It's like, how do you not have a cure for some of the things that you say you don't have a cure for? Or how do you not, when something like this happens, how do you not find something for it faster? Like, I understand if it's something you've never seen before, a virus that has never been exposed to the human body before, but it's like... Don't viruses all kind of work the same way? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't they all invade the body the same way and attack the body the same way? Like, but I guess the bigger concern is that, you know, however long it takes them to find something for it is one of those things, like, how many people are going to get it before, obviously this is the big part, right? How many people are going to get it before they actually find it, and then once they find it, they can't just distribute it to everybody. They can't just fucking put it in the air. They're gonna have to actually give it to people. So, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. And like I said, especially like watching shows like that. And there's another show on Netflix called Pandemic or something. I don't know. It's called something, but it's about outbreaks and like major plagues and stuff like that, and like things in history. About how they could have maybe been contained, or how they could have been treated better, or how the government could have went about it better, or just like what the virus was and like why it may have taken them so long. I've only watched like half of the first episode, but it's pretty interesting. It's just crazy to know shows like that are out there, and then also see it happening in real life too, you know. But I mean, I just hope that they find something quick. Like I said, it's on the East Coast already. I know it's on the West Coast as well, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, as they find more and more cases, it's going to be like, well, shit, now everybody has it. Like, every state, every country, every continent. Like, but, I don't know. We'll see. Try to stay healthy. Try to wash your hands. Brush your teeth. People don't realize a lot of this shit. You know, you might brush in the morning and at night. Maybe try brushing brush again. But try to stay healthy. I'm talking about the coronavirus. Like, you know, wash your hands. If you are traveling, wear a face mask. Buddy of mine just went back out of the country. Came back in about a month ago. Went back out and face mask. You know, because especially when you're traveling to some of those parts of the world, Asia, Russia, and all that, like that part of the world. Face mask. Be extra careful. Yeah, because it really could get to a point where everyone is sick. Like,
all right. So let's try to keep this shit out of the U.S. You know, like it shouldn't be anywhere in the world.
24 minutes ago.
What?
Coronavirus cases predicted to skyrocket as first death outside of China is reported. Yo. Stop. Table.
It's not gonna fall.
It's not about falling. You're messing up the shot because it keeps shaking the laptop.
Let's keep this shit out. Please. We need the help of everybody. We do not need to die. Okay? We have a long time to live. That's in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Oh, that's over there then.
But still, if it's here in the States.
Yeah, they could die from it. I mean, there's obviously not a...
There are nearly 14,500 confirmed cases of coronavirus in China, including 10 on the self-governing island of Taiwan, with more than 300 dead. And then a new study says that as many as 75,800 people in Wuhan may have been infected. And there's 130 confirmed cases of the virus in more than 20 countries outside of China and Taiwan. Yo. The virus can be spread by fecal matter as well as droplets from the mouth and nose. Chinese financial regulators have prepared a $173 billion support package for when the markets reopen Monday. What?
That's a lot of money, man.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so
what does it do to you?
Yeah, let's look that up. I've been so like worried on the fact that it's out there. I haven't looked up what it actually.
To be honest, though, if the government was trying to do something, or when I say government, I mean like the world government, so to say.
Yeah.
If they did want to do something, China would be the best place to drop a quote unquote virus bomb, because there's fucking billions of people there.
Yeah. That's heavy population control.
And everyone is very close knit, because there's a lot of people in India too, but India's a lot bigger country. Country. I didn't know the continent country, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, China is a lot more close knit. People are fucking literally right on top of each other all day long. So spreads like that. And China has one of the heaviest as far as like exchange students and stuff like that, and
abroad.
Studying abroad, or like doing exchange students even as young kids. And then even like as far as jobs for traveling, like a lot of companies are based out of China, so that's a lot of the commute for.
There was an article I just saw that was it said Chinese abroad looking at suspicious for this coronavirus or something like that. So like it could be something like that, but that's crazy, man.
Yeah. So
what does the coronavirus do? Look at the safety tips for this thing. There's even a more tips tab. Clean hands with soap and water or alcohol-based hand rub. Cover nose and mouth when coughing and sneezing with tissue or flexed elbow. Avoid close contact with anyone with cold or flu-like symptoms. That's crazy, man. Thoroughly cook meat and eggs. That's a known. If you don't do that, you shouldn't be cooking. Avoid unprotected contact with live animals. Is that like a don't fuck animals one?
I mean, I guess
because like that's kind of like known.
I mean, I guess that, but also maybe like just don't like touch them. You know what I'm saying? Like a live animal you see out, which I mean you shouldn't do that anyway for rabies and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's what that means more.
Or like animals that might roll around or walk around in their freaking feces all day.
Yeah.
Like don't be touching
like
pigs
like
and
pigs
stuff, like
or even some horses that are just like
cows
out and,
or anything like that just shits it well. That's crazy, and some humans too.
Yep.
Watch some humans with that unprotected contact. All right. Yeah, so there's like a whole thing on like safety tips, but those are the main safety tips for the coronavirus. It doesn't state anywhere what it does. Like I don't see it anywhere.
You gotta stop touching the table. You're literally messing up the shot every single time, and then the laptop's gonna fall.
All right.
Now it's like even more fucked up. It needs to be like centered. There we go. Perfect. All right. Don't touch it.
Yeah, my knee keeps hitting that. I'm back.
Well, then you like lean on it and shake it.
All right, we good. We good, bro.
All right.
Good, bro.
So,
yeah. So do all those safety tips, and let's not like become the next China for this coronavirus. But
yeah. Stay safe.
And then, you know what's crazy? I have me and Alex have two friends that moved to Hong Kong. Did you ever meet Vinny? Vinny Cora?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Well, him and his girl Beth, they dated each other here, moved to somewhere in North Carolina, went to college. I can't remember where. Went to some college out there.
Yeah,
and then when they graduated, moved to Hong Kong. Well, he's going to school there and teaching, like, young kids. And she's teaching young kids. And they're there right now. So it's like...
They end up freaking...
Yeah, so, like, I texted out, or I called Alex the other day. I was like, yo, have you checked up on them? Like, it's bad over there. Like, it's really bad.
Sean's connecting flight was in Hong Kong.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Which is why he had that face mask on.
He just needs to not touch anything. Or just put on, like, those Pyrex gloves or whatever.
Yeah. Latex.
Latex?
Pyrex is the glass.
Yeah.
The dope in.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I know how to do that well,
Pyrex
man. No, I'm joking. Dude, work, man.
Hey, we might be shooting these podcasts, but niggas still got jobs. Well, actually, not even me right now. Technically working for myself. Trust me, it's not as cool as it sounds. Well, it might be. It's all about putting time and effort in, you know what I'm saying? But the next thing I think we're going to talk about, man, I don't even know. He's all over the damn place. We're possibly going to talk about the impeachment with Trump, because a lot of people feel like, you know, you want to be on top of those kind of things, but it's all you see on the news and media and stuff. But the thing is that you can't listen to the news and media. You have to make your own informed decision. You have to put out, or you have to like ingest, read both sides of the story, read, you know, what's actually going on, and try and understand, and then make your own informed decision. But yeah, he is impeached, so to say. Pretty much, the Democrats introduced impeachment. They voted on it, or excuse me, not Democrats, the House. Excuse me. The House voted to impeach Trump. So pretty much what that means is it's sent up to the Senate, and the Senate pretty much puts it in a trial in some sorts, and pretty much see if he's found impeached or not impeached, kind of. But the thing, the big disconnect is that the House is primarily Democrat, the Senate is primarily Republican, so they don't know, which way it's going to go, unless, wait, maybe it happened already. See, like, I try to stay on top of this stuff, but sometimes you just turn your brain off and you just ignore it because it's a little bit too much. Let me see.
Let's go. Alright, sorry everybody. My assistant manager wanted to not show up to work today on his day. So I'm trying to find somebody for the shop so they have an extra person, and I found him, so we're good. Back at it. Back at it
Again.
But I wanted to talk about a few more things, man.
I already kind of led into some stuff.
What's up?
The impeachment.
Oh, the impeachment. Yeah.
So I'm trying to look this shit up. I guess maybe it hasn't gone yet. But either way, it's just crazy. Because it's like this is our president, and everyone is watching these things unfold as if, this is just some guy that committed a crime in a way, or some guy that did something that they're trying to figure out. And it's like, this is the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, Now, not to say whatever side you're on, so to speak, but this is still the president. And it's like, when people are saying, oh, he's not my president, I mean, it's like, yeah, I can understand why you might feel that way, but guess what? He is. So
at the end of the day,
it
still has that title of president.
So it's like, you have to give the man some sort of respect. Yeah. Like, he did it. And no matter what you feel about him, he is there. And it's like, so they're impeaching him, but he's not actually impeached yet. Like I said, it has to go through the Senate, but it's not going to, because the Senate is Republican. But it's just crazy to think that, like, and I just looked up a few articles on this. It's like the impeachment was brought about for reasons that, like, are not actual crimes, so to speak. It was just more of, and this is where the disconnect kind of comes, and like you're crossing that fine line. But it was more of like one side wanted one thing, one side wanted another thing, I feel like. But the thing is that he didn't actually commit any crimes. Now, the Russian collusion thing, if that was actually true, and he actually did have some collusion with Russia, then yes, I could understand impeach him. You know what I'm saying? Like, aside from anything good or bad he's done, off of that, you should be impeached, because the president shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't found in collusion with Russia, and like every time that something has been brought about on him, it's never been true, or it's never been like, it's so. For the impeachment thing, they were trying to say in a way that what he did with Biden's family, investing in him with Iran, I believe it was Biden's family with Iran.
I think
so. Pretty much his son, or Biden's son, was like working for some Iranian company or something, and was getting paid like $1 million a year, but was not necessarily associated with the company, something like that. But also that company donated to Biden's like the running fund, the campaign. And all this kind of stuff. So just as a president, if this is someone that was running against you, like, you have right to investigate that, because not only is that, are his people doing the same thing on you, But the other thing is that if there is something going on there, that is illegal. That is abuse of power. You know what I'm saying? That is kind of like being a traitor in a way. Yeah. You're in cahoots with a different country. You know what I'm saying? So he has right to investigate those kind of things if there is suspicion there, which I think based off of everything that I just said, off of what I even know, which is not that much, there is some kind of something going on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude doesn't even work, and he's making $1 million a year from that company. Like, what?
That's the thing with, like, with any type of government or anything, man. Like, there's always something going
the back door
on
stuff
that we don't
know. And that's where I think.
Granted, it all might not be, crazy as we think it is, but there's some stuff that you cannot. This can't be. And I think this won't be top headlines. Like,
I think the reason why this got to the point that it is because the government may have gotten so far down that path.
Yeah.
That now that someone like Trump is in office, that isn't part of the freaking, you know what I'm saying, the royal family, so to say, isn't part of that part, like, those people, like, they need to get him out of there. Yeah. Like, they need to get him. But the thing is that he's actually, and this is...
Get somebody back in that's going to play along.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it's like, so because of that, the media paints him as someone that is, disrespectful to people or racist or, deports people or you know what I'm saying, like they paint him as this person because they want you to hate him, so that way it's easier to not want him as a president, and it's easier to get the votes for the other party, for the Democratic Party. They use that emotion to strike that anger or that hate or that sadness in your heart when you see families taken away from their kids and all this shit. It's like
it's the same way businesses sell products.
Exactly. They're pulling on the heartstrings.
A lot of you people, or me too, Brandon too. Like, there are a lot of reasons
why we buy things, why we do things, is because we see it or we feel it or we whatever. So they're trying to arise, but it's like the thing is that if you look at a lot of the facts, since Trump has been president, the economy has steadily grown. Jobs have steadily increased. The job market is booming. Rates are staying level. They're not even going up. And, which is kind of a good and bad thing. But either way, things are staying in tune with the growth, which is also a good thing. And unemployment rate is the lowest it's ever been, I think, in the U.S. history of the United States of America. Like, people have jobs. People are making money. People are buying things, selling things. And also, he just got first part of the trade deal with China where they're giving us $200 billion worth of goods, or they're buying $200 billion worth of goods or some shit. Like, the first part of the trade deal. Like, do you understand how great that is for the U.S. economy? That means that we actually have money that we're taking, like, for the first time. Like, we're actually selling something and getting a profit from it. Whereas we're always the ones that are fucking in debt and taking from other countries because we need the fucking money. Yep. Or we're the ones that are having to buy things from other countries. Like, so that is a good thing. But, of course, in the media, he's just painted as a racist or a bigot or a freaking whatever. And it's like, don't get me wrong. Certain people might feel a certain way because they see how certain clips are sounded or how certain things are pieced together or whatever. But the thing is that he's also, and however you feel about him is how you feel about him. But I just look at what he's doing for the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a president, that's all you should be worried about. Yeah. Like, and don't get me wrong, he might not be the most likable, but also sometimes it's just because he doesn't care. Like, he's the first president that wasn't part of a congressional family, that wasn't brought up in that. He actually was someone that, don't get me wrong, he got his $1 million loan or whatever, but he still built a $1 billion business.
Granted, though, his dad was filthy rich.
Yes, I understand that.
And he got his money from him.
But what I'm trying to say is that he wasn't a freaking politician. You know what I'm saying? He was someone that built a $1 billion business, and even if he piggybacked off his dad, who cares? I would have done the same thing.
He kept it going.
Yeah.
He
turned from millions to billions.
So, he used his dad's money, but he didn't just throw it away.
Yeah.
He did create a business out of it.
And he did go bankrupt a few times, but guess what? Most successful people fail. it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and a big thing too to think about that is like nobody knows what they're gonna do when they have all of that fucking money in their possession. Yep. What are you really gonna do when you can wake up in the morning and be like, "Yo, I'm worth billions of dollars"? Yep. How are you really gonna act?
Or if you
don't know because you never woke up with $1 billion.
Even if you woke up tomorrow with $10 million, you would not know what to do with it.
No,
because the fact that you can't manage the $1,000 you have.
Spending.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Because you would think that the money is unlimited because all you see is all these zeros and all this cash and everything, and then you would just blow it.
Yeah.
So and the thing about money is that people don't realize that money is really not. When you hear millionaire, a millionaire is just someone that has a net worth of $1 million.
Yes.
It's just someone that probably lives in a house that you see going down every single road in your neighborhoods, or may own that restaurant down the street or whatever, and they just have a nice 401k or something and a paid for car. Like, they're not. The people that you see flying private jets are celebrities because they get handed those things, or people that are billionaires or like worth like $300 million that own businesses and stuff like that, like Shark Tank people. Like, this portrayal of life is not
Cuban.
Yeah. But anyway, we're getting off topic. So he's getting impeached. He's not going to get impeached. Like I said, you have to look at the facts. And the thing is that the thing with he's investigating with Biden is like, you have the right to investigate those things because there's some collusion going on there, obviously.
Yep.
But, it's just the thing about politics. We're not going to try and make this a political channel, but it's just I feel like right now,
it's what's going.
Yeah, right now it's a very big whirlwind, a huge whirlwind of like emotions and so many things. Not only are things going on in the world, like things are actually happening in the world, but you have things happening in individual countries. And the crazy thing about this is that I know, people that like travel and stuff, and it's like when you're outside of America, the news isn't like how it is here. Like the news here is strictly politics. It's strictly like trying to pull you in some sort of way, either in the right side or on the left side. Mostly the left side. It's trying to pull you in some sort of way. It's trying to just show you all this stuff without actually giving you backstory or giving you any facts or anything. It's just trying to get you to go one or the other way. And it's like, it's just always in your face. Whereas like news is supposed to be like, okay, someone died or someone did this or something, you know what I'm saying? Like someone that found a cure for something like that is the news supposed to be about. But they try to make it just all about politics. But
all about politics.
The point I'm trying to get at it is when you're watching the news, you can't just take it at face value. And this applies to anything in life, right? If you want
to do your fucking research.
Exactly. If you want to weigh in on something, if you want to talk about something, because I feel like a lot of the whirlwind is just people within their own communities saying something on Facebook about one or the other party, or people, on Twitter saying something or reposting something that might trigger someone to say something. And it's like, first off, if you're looking for a battle at all times, then really who's the problem?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the big thing. Exactly. Like if you're constantly trying to fight somebody about it without having them have their own feelings about something, then you're really the issue. Because part of being in a free country means that I can feel a certain way, you can feel a certain way, he can feel a certain way. Like that's what that means, being in a free country. So if you're looking for battles, then that you're the issue. But the other thing is, if you're also going to talk to people and argue with people about these things, then you have to also present facts. You also have to go based on what is actually happening at that time and what is true in reality. Not based off of feelings, not based off of emotions. Like you have to go based off of what is actually true. And I feel like a lot of the time, the reason why people get in arguments and stuff about it is because of that. Whereas like one person might be going off of that, whereas the other person might be going just strictly off of feelings or emotions, or one person might be going off of something pertaining to one thing, like they might go off of a certain view on one particular thing, whereas the other person's going off of a view on like another thing. And it's like, no, you have to present stuff on all things that pertain to, like if you're going to talk about like Republican versus Democrat, you have to be talking about everything from taxes to labor laws to employment to Planned Parenthood to
everything.
Yeah, to everything from import to deport to freaking, traveling to, like literally anything that deals with the world. You have to be able to be ready to talk about that, not just be like, oh, this person doesn't like this person, so that's why I don't like them. It's like, okay, but that person might be the reason why you make more money next year. Yeah,
you never know. Yeah.
So
you don't like that person, and you can still not like that person.
Yeah, but guess what? They're helping you.
You're making more money, so yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. So a lot of people just, and that's what it is. It seems like the more we advance in years, the more people let emotions and feelings run their judgment. Yep. And that's why we live in this snowflake era.
It should be the opposite.
Yes.
As time and technology advances and we advance as a race, we should be using logic to explain our stuff, not in facts and reality and studying and why do you think they're scientists? Because they want to research something. They want to know the truth about something, not feel a certain type of way about something.
They want.
You can't look at a zebra and feel like it's a cheetah. So, that's a cheetah. No, it's a zebra. So
you have to actually see a cheetah.
Yeah,
exactly.
So anyway, it's kind of crazy because it's like I feel like part of that disconnect is a certain group of people that use their feelings or emotions to do decisions, and then there's a certain type of people that use that. Which I mean, that's a way bigger argument too. But I think just in general scope of things, whether it's pertaining to politics or science or like climate change and shit like that, But that's where I say use the facts because there's a lot of people that might have a certain view about something that they disagree with you on, but then they also might agree with you on some things. Yeah. So that's why it's like, as a free-willed nation, you should be using facts and just, try and look at certain ways or look at all the aspects of different things because it's like, me and him could sit here and talk about something for 10 minutes that we disagree on that is negative and whatever, but then we could talk about something, oh yeah, but I do agree with you on this. Yeah, and then now it's like, okay, maybe we do see some of the same light. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you don't.
Everybody is gonna have differences.
Yep.
Not
everyone is gonna feel the same way as you.
But it's beautiful. Like think about living in a world where everybody thought the same.
We'd have nothing.
We'd
have nothing.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's just beautiful how everybody thinks differently, but you can't get upset about it. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Who gives a shit? Like, who gives a shit?
Like, if I want to say that this shirt is pink,
yeah,
why the fuck does it matter to you?
Yeah. Let him think. Like, in your mind, say, "Oh, this dude's fucking dumb." Let him.
Now, if I tell you that it's pink, and I'm making you and telling you to think
pink,
that it's
pink, and you're
pink,
nothing if you don't think.
Yeah, then that's different. But if I think it's pink, and you understand that it's black, and you feel that it's black, fuck it. Yeah. We're all okay, but we don't have to fucking sit there and argue about it for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
It's like everyone is just so on edge. But like I said, that goes back to the media and stuff is because watching the media and watching the way that they're doing politics now, watching the way that they're talking about stories now, it's like it's making you angry. It's making you ready to fight. It's making you ready to just argue with people. And it's like if you just disconnect from that a little bit and do your own research and your own, and understanding,
and then find people to have educated conversations with, discussions with, that also did their research.
Yeah, then you're actually understanding what's really going on, and you're not doing it. You're not doing it in a negative place. You're doing it from a place of understanding.
You leave the conversation happy, and you stay friends with. Like it's just that's a big thing with friendships, man. Like people take shit too far. It's like, nah, dude. Like I'm just trying to be real with you. Yeah. Oh no, dude. No. It's like no. I'm just.
Let me tell you
your
something.
Friend, so I'm being real with you. And
let me tell you something.
Now we're not friends.
Like what he just said. The realest motherfuckers will tell you what the fuck is going on. Yeah. Whether it's good or bad. Yeah. They will tell you, yo, fucking up. Yeah. Like, you need to get that shit together. Yeah, or they'll tell you, yo, I'm proud of you, man. Like, and they won't even do it in a way that they're like trying to take anything from you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna do it like, oh, like you're doing good. Let me get a little bit of bread. Yeah. Like, or let me get a whatever.
Some of that, bro.
Or like you got my meal, whatever. No.
You got my meal, bro.
It's gonna be people that are like,
one with large, right? I can get a large. I wasn't buying your shit. I thought you were. I'll just get the small ones. I'll get a French fry.
But like, you know, if those are the people that actually like you need to look out for.
Yeah, facts.
You know, because I notice a lot of people are always worried about what people are thinking of them, and like they wear shit and they do shit based off of what people think. It's like, why does it matter what they think?
And you know what's crazy is like celebrities and famous people and rich people, they'll go out of the norm, or they'll wear something. You know, like celebrities will like wear something. It's like, yo, what the, and like everybody's like, oh, that's
or they
crazy.
Make sure they get the picture walking on the jet.
Yeah,
or they make sure they get
like,
the
that's
the
lame
shit,
or whatever,
driving the Lambo.
Like,
Now, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you have to understand that one, they are doing this pretty regularly, but it's just they're capturing that moment. You know what I'm saying?
No, but what I'm saying is like, but they'll dress out of the norm. They'll use like they'll wear an outfit that's like uncommon and like, yo, what are you doing? But it's like, they're rich.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna sit there and hate on what they're wearing, but.
And that's what I was gonna say
they're
too.
Famous.
Is
like they make money. They're smart. Like you know what I'm saying. So who cares what they're wearing?
Yep.
Why don't you respect how they got to that point, to where they can wear whatever the fuck they want to wear? You know what I'm saying? Like basically, the moral of this whole conversation is stop using your feelings and emotions, especially in politics. Especially in politics. That's supposed to be the most factual shit out there. That's where you're
politics
supposed to be.
Are how the government is ran and how, you know, society is brought about.
Yeah,
so you should use facts for that. You shouldn't use emotion, because if you use emotion, then we're all going to end up dead.
Yeah, chaos. Complete chaos. You better grab your guns, because, like, waiting for that next Civil War.
All right. Cutting it right there.
But, yeah.
Next thing on the agenda.
No, there's some other things on here. If you guys are shoe fans, I did find a
table
article. It didn't move. I went lightly this time. But it's the Strange Love and Nike SB, the Dunk Lows. These things are amazing.
Voice crack.
Look at this. All right, so let's see if it might not. Yeah, you can't really see it.
Bring it down a little bit. There. Oh fuck. It's like a glare.
Yeah, there's too much of a glare.
But
either way, look them up.
Like
Strange
pink
Love, Nike
and
SB.
like
but
white.
It looks kind of like a velvet-like
and they're velvet
material on it, maybe.
Like fire.
It's dope. Like they're really freaking nice. But if you're a shoe fan, I know back in the day, you had
the Miss Piggies.
And did you have the Quagmires?
No, I didn't have the Quagmires. They were the
You had the Miss
Skater Dies or something.
No, you had the Quagmires.
I don't think I had Quagmires.
You had the Quagmires, bro. I know y'all remember. If any shoe fans, I know you remember that. But I did just want to touch on that because those. Let's see. This article was January 31st, 2020, so they probably just came out. But they're nice. I saw them, and definitely look into them because they're fresh as hell.
They are fresh as hell.
But, yeah, there was one thing I saw, man. This is, like, more for, like, the... Get away from this, like, politics talk, because shit's just a little bit too serious, you know? But I saw this article. It's 27 things that'll save you money in the long run. And I was like, let's read this. And there's actually a lot of interesting stuff. The first one is shrink wrap window insulation.
Wait,
yes.
What?
So, my house has windows over 120 years old. If it weren't for this product, I'd spend a king's ransom to heat. Left it up from last winter to see if it helped through summer. It did. Energy loss is lost no matter the season. Well worth the money and time installing. Mine come out crystal clear. Go slow on using the hairdryer when shrinking it. That's basically like take it off.
So he just puts it around his windows?
Over the windows, yeah. And it literally traps heat inside and like keeps all
cold
air from coming in. So you don't have to use the heat. Because there's no cold air seeping through the window at all. That shrink wrap is,
Huh.
So I was like, yo, that's actually kind of genius.
Yeah.
But only if you live in a place that has a shitload of windows. Or like he says, 120-year-old windows. Like,
If you're in like a modern home,
yeah, you're good.
Your windows are pretty insulated. But it was cool to find little shit like that because you know, even if and that's like even if you are doing okay or whatever. Like, you should never feel like, unless you're stupid fucking rich, you should never feel like, okay, like, I'm going to just start being stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should always kind of be like, okay, what can I do to...
Yeah, you could think of things, like the light strips that you can buy, cheap ones that you can line, the walls with at the top of the ceiling, and actually have an app on your phone that controls them and change the light. That actually brings down your energy consumption. Yeah. You don't have to have lamps and shit. Lamps actually...
They eat a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. Yeah. But those little LED light strips that you control with your phone, barely any. Yeah. Like, literally, it does not take a lot of power. Yep. So that's actually really good.
And, like, my biggest thing is, too, is, like, when people leave the house and they, like, leave shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really doing probably too much extra on your bill. Yeah. But if you do that all the time, then you could probably save, like, $10 a month doing that.
And like, I remember as a kid... on like a Nickelodeon and shit, they would have those commercials for turning off the water while you're brushing your teeth. Yeah. Like that shit, like now that I live on my own, like that little bit of water that you're saving in there actually kind of takes a little bit off that meter and charge back.
And it's crazy. It's funny too, like when we were kids, that's kind of what was being taught and what was kind of cool. And like now it's just gone away completely. You know what I'm saying?
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
We're goners anyways. Another one was, number 2 was a Line City shell, made for layering and ease of movement. Basically like a jacket. I don't know. Basically, it's easier to fit clothes under and stuff like that. It's a nice fit. It blocks all wind. It doesn't say who designs it. But it's easier for like traveling and stuff like that. Instead of carrying like a big, massive coat, it's easier and takes up less space. A fabric shaver is number 3. This is the one I saw.
Fabric shaver?
So yes, you can take the couch you've had for a few years and still love, even though you don't love those pills. It's accumulated, and then you can use it on all your sweaters and coats. So basically, it's this little device that you just rub across the couch, and it just basically like shaves all the grime and buildup on the couch off, and basically like completely makes it new. And picks up a bunch of different shit like lint and all like little like fabrics and stuff you get on there. Gets all of that off. It's pretty dope, man. Like I could use that, especially for people with pets.
Yeah.
That would be good for pets and stuff like that. There's a lot of random ones on here that like I'm not gonna talk about because it's dumb. Yeah. One of them's a 30-ounce Yeti tumbler, but almost everybody already has one of those. So we already know about that. Number 6 though is a hard water booster for your dishwasher. It's like to actually clear up and make the Pyrex dishes and stuff actually clear again. So, oh my goodness, I can't deal with that.
Okay, but
they have ink remover on here. I don't know.
What that might do.
Yeah, that seems like an old lady type thing. No disrespect, but my granny used to carry around like ink remover in her purse and stuff. So, a Trader Joe's cookbook. I don't eat healthy, so I don't need that. TJ's Everything Bagel Seasoning. Apparently, is a good thing to have. I don't eat bagels like that, so.
I like bagels.
I like them, but it's not something I just buy and craft up in my, if I'm just going to go to a place that sells bagels and get a hot one with cream cheese. Capital City Sweet Hot Mambo Sauce.
Wait, where is this? What article is this?
What it is. It's just 27, it's just random one.
To save money? We're still on the same
27 things that'll save you money in the long run.
So is this sauce like something you can put on everything or something? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like, let's see, I may or may not have dumped this all inside a breakfast sandwich that made with an everything bagel to improve its already pretty good taste. You can put it on everything apparently. Yeah. Dump all over your scrambled eggs, sandwiches, really most whatever. So I guess just this one of those seasons you can use on everything and it tastes good. I wonder how it'd go on steak. Because steak, I feel like you need that.
You need the right.
You need certain seasoning. So
I had a steak the other night. Whew.
I want, man.
Having a good steak, man, is
A repair kit for electronics. That is a very good thing to have around. But you also have to know how to fix the electronics. So.
Fuck it up.
Oh, there's a book on here called "The Dumb Things Smart People Do with Their Money."
I was actually going to say that when you were talking about...
Because you used to read wealth books, right?
I still have them, yeah. I was going to say that, like, if you notice, like, unless people are, like, crazy rich, like millions and millions of dollars, or billionaires or whatever, like, or celebrities or whatever, like, unless they're, like, at that level, like, regular rich people, like regular day-to-day millionaires is what they're referred to as, or everyday millionaires, they do shit like that. Like, they don't do any unnecessary spending. They may travel, like go on vacations and stuff, but that's because they can afford to.
But they don't do it like all the time. They'll make like a 1 day or 1 week.
They budget
or
for
2 weeks out of the year.
They don't take it out of what they're taking out of any savings or retirement funds or investment funds or anything, or what they're saving for anything else. They make a budget for it, and then they put it in their budget, and then they pay for it, and then so it's just, you got to be smart about things. But either way, the point I was trying to make is, they do a lot of things like that because they understand that, like, as quick as you can get money is as quick as you can lose it. Like, when you it might take you a year to save 10 grand, but guess what? If you have a house and something goes wrong with your HVAC system or anything like that, 5 to 10 grand right there. Boom.
Bye.
Yeah. So
all that time saving.
So you want to be doing things that are saving you as much money as possible.
And in my opinion, books are the best place to go. Like, screw the documentaries and the videos on like how to be what. Read a book. Yeah. Go read a book about it.
I'll tell you what.
Why would they spend their time writing 300 pages and lie? That's a waste of time.
Most rich people read a lot, which I need to start doing again because I used to read a lot more than I do right now. But most successful people read a shit ton of literature.
A lot, and it's always been like that, man. Like, literature was so big, like in the older days, man. Like, I'm talking like
can't get comfortable.
14, 15, 1600s, all that shit. Like literature, like reading was,
a skill.
That shit, yeah. So it's, I don't know, man. Needle nose pliers is on this list.
Yeah, those are good to have.
Always have needle nose pliers. A bottle of dye for reviving your black jeans that have been looking a little more gray as of late. So
I think they have for blue denim too. I think. And that
just keeping your clothes fresh.
Just kind of restore them. Yep.
Which is good because, I mean, if you want a nice pair of jeans, you're going to be spending a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I mean, even freaking Dickies nowadays.
Like $60.
Like Walmart Dickies, like to get a black pair of work pants for work, I have to spend $35, $40. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Like, so, get one of those nice black jeans or whatever. Get some of that dye.
All right, let's move on because we're already about an hour in.
But I thought that was a cool article, man.
Yeah. It's always good to find little niches like that,
Because it does save money. Like, a lot of stuff saves money. Bro.
So, yeah.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne has
Wheezy!
dropped.
I'll give him another beer for this.
All right, cool.
Wheezy.
I'm good. I kind of like having that light, man. It feels like it's a little dark in here. Open the other side of it so the light doesn't fuck with the shot.
Yeah, well, I can only open all of them at once.
Well, I meant, like, can you pull that one over a little bit?
No.
Damn.
It's
on the other side.
But what I can do is this.
There you go.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Weezy F, baby.
Funeral.
That is the title of the project, Funeral.
I don't think he really killed anybody.
It was 24 songs, right?
24 songs.
Well, I saw this thing.
Threw like 7 of them.
I saw this thing. It was like, Lil Wayne releases a project with 24 songs, named Funeral, the weekend after Kobe dies. Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, I don't know if he did that purposely, but he may have.
Well, I mean, why not?
Listen
to his wordplay sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, he's always out of his mind.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah, you're good. So yeah, Funeral, 24 songs. I've listened to probably half of the project. Then you listen to the back half too, but I kind of want to wait to give my opinion when he gets out because I want this to be a shared thing. But oh snap! Hey Dylan. Yeah, guess what I just noticed?
What?
Look.
I don't know. What is it?
No, it's recording.
Oh.
But look.
Yeah, what is that? I know. I've been noticed that. I thought you knew it.
I meant to turn it off.
Oh. Well, whatever.
It's. Wait a second.
It'll be alright, bro. The hell is DMCA though? Huh?
Wait. That's what the
Oh.
Look. I was just sending it to you too. But I mean, it might be fine. Cause like regular streamers don't use it. I don't think. You know, like gaming. So they're gonna know. Wait. Let's see.
Well, whatever. Hey, bro.
Fuck it, yeah.
You gonna make money one day, bro. And like, who cares, man?
I might black it out.
Who cares, bro? Really? Really?
Bro, they're gonna connect the dots. I can't do that.
All right. Well, anyways,
I'll black it out.
Funeral is. I say his delivery is very weird nowadays when it comes to music, but his bars are still there. He still is just so good when it comes to lyrics. The way he puts shit together, he's a genius. Like, he is really a genius. It's just his delivery. So much auto-tune or sounding like he's basically asleep.
And the beats are kind of...
They're not crazy good. But
I just, man, it's hard for me because, like, when I saw that Lil Wayne dropped the project, I was like, oh, shit. Like, new Wayne? Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then listening to it, I was like, who
but
is
there
this?
are many moments in there where we get that old Wayne feel.
Yeah, it's just, it went way too over the top, I think. Like,
you think?
Especially compared to fucking, what was it, Dedication, or Carter 5. Like, Carter 5 was kind of like a teeter-totter, but I still liked it a lot. Whereas this is like,
well, it's kind of, I mean, but didn't that win a Grammy?
God dang, freaking.
Didn't that win a Grammy?
You don't think I won a Grammy?
Did it?
I don't know. Did it?
I think he won hold on. I'm almost positive, bro. Because this might be just kind of like a screw it album. Like,
but Wayne, either way, like Wayne, it's just, like, ugh. And like I said, I only listened to like half of it, so I can't really talk too much. And I'm probably downplaying it more than actually, but it's just one of the things. It's like growing up, I listened to a lot of Wayne, like, cause I was in middle school, I think. Middle school when Carter 3 came out, and wait, let me verify that before I start talking out my mouth.
I don't know. I think he did.
Carter 3 was in 2008, and 2008 I would have been 13. So yes, I would have been 8th grade possibly going into 9th grade. But point being, that was around the time that Carter 3 came out, and like I loved music as a kid, so like I was listening to it and all that shit. But like that's kind of the Wayne, and then like but as growing up a little bit more, I started listening to like the older Wayne and shit like that. But either way, point being is that that's the Wayne that I grew up on, and like the feel that I like getting from Wayne. So like, yep. And as time went on, it was still fire. Like Dedication 4 with Green Ranger, like bruh, like that's the Wayne that was like that. And so
I don't even like this beat. I was like, yo, and then he spazzed.
Yeah. And then so it's like, so to hear this now, especially after Carter 5 being kind of like, it was really good, but it just was like, okay, I feel like it was better.
Yeah.
And then, now with this, it's like, bro, like I feel like the thing is starting to go down now. The roller coaster peaked way back for him. Now it's starting to kind of go the other way, possibly.
Yeah, but Wayne knows.
But he's still Wayne, so it's like
life's a roller coaster, and we've heard that from Wayne in his raps. Like he knows, like he's just like he's rich as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
At this point, he really doesn't have to make albums to get fans. Because guess what? He's already done that.
I know. I'm just saying in general.
For the past 20, a little over 20 years now.
And I guess all artists come eventually. But
it's crazy.
Either way, go check it out. It's called Funeral.
It's not bad. Like when you get the taste of old Wayne in there, it's like, oh man, it's.
And nice. He has a long track list. It's 24 songs. I've only listened to probably 9 or 10. Like
it was hard to get. And like my issue, like I talked about in the first one, video that we did, is I like old stuff. Like I really just like listening to older music. Yeah, I mean, 80s. I got an 80s playlist. Like for those 80s hits, man. I love 80s music. Hip hop wise, I mean, 90s of course.
There was
80s hits for hip hop, like late 80s.
We were supposed to talk about it last video, but there's a song by The Weeknd, "Blinding Lights," I think is what it's called. That came out a couple weeks ago, but the video, because he dropped it as a video then on the streams and stuff. The video is a continuation of the Heartless video, which I know you said you didn't listen to, but it's like he's in Vegas, like on drugs, like fucked up and shit, going crazy. But then he ends up transitioning into the Blinding Lights song. But it's like super 80s, like
is it?
Yeah, like very like retro feel, like
I love it,
disco style. Like it's crazy. It's very like boom boom fast paced, like kind of.
Yep. I get that.
I'll play it for you after the video, but
I get that. I get that from my mom though, man. My mom raised me on. She made sure my foundation for music was set before she basically allowed me to venture off and find my own taste in music. Yeah. Like she was like, all right, I'm gonna show you what was good.
Classics.
Yeah, the classics. I'm gonna lay that foundation, and then you build off of that. And like, that's why I feel like I'm happy that that's how she did it, because she was so music driven too. And I'm glad that she did that with me, because there's a lot of shit out there that people like that is garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I'm not blindly one of those people. Yeah. That's just like, oh, this is the new hot stuff. Yeah, it's the new hot stuff. It's catchy, but I know that. In a party scene, whatever, where you're not even really fucking listening to the music like that.
And you're only listening to
the beat, the vibe,
yeah. Then, yeah.
Cool, whatever. But, like, being able to differentiate that, and, like, having that day-to-day music, like you just said, and then knowing, like, that party scene music with, like, those people that are, like, driving to work in the morning, listening to that party scene music and shit, it's just, like,
nah. There's no substance.
Yeah, it's like,
there's no.
If I'm on
it's
the
just
way
all
to work,
filler. Let
me listen to some Cole. Let me get some of the lyrics into my head.
I mean, it's sometimes you want to turn up a little bit, but it's like even then you're listening to something that's still like,
because like I know a lot of good music that's not that bullshit that you could turn up to. Trust me.
No, I know. So it's like, I don't know. It's music has kind of gotten to a point where like. It went to a point where everything was very different. Now I feel like it's coming to a point where everything is sounding the same. Like
it's ridiculous.
Like at one point,
and it's kind of the same.
Everything, the sounds were all like, okay, this is pop music, this is hip hop music, this is rap music, this is dance music, this is disco music, this is rock music, this is country music, this is screamo. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very easy to tell. Now music is all kind of channeled to this poppy.
Yeah.
Like culture.
Okay, this is a pop song,
but it's a rapper.
Somebody rapping. But I just heard it on modern rock radio.
Yeah,
station.
like
what the fuck is going on?
Someone's playing the guitar, but we also got some drums with some freaking techno music going on.
Yeah, and then this dude's spitting the hottest 16.
Yeah,
everybody's there. It's like, what the hell is going on?
And it's just, I don't know. It's like, don't get me wrong, some of this stuff sounds good, and like he said, it's like a party music. It's fun. It's good for like, pool parties and dance parties, or like the club or cookouts, like things like that. But then it's like not. There's, like I said earlier, there's no substance to it. There's no like, Cole and fuck, I can't even think right now. Mac Miller and just anybody that actually spits something that you can listen to and actually listen to the words, like. Anyway, but back to the topic. Actually forgot it. Another person that
money.
I'm the shit. Oh yeah, I'm reminded. That's an old Cole for you.
Oh my god! I swear to God, it doesn't get better than that. I don't care. Any hip hop fans, they can fight me on it. It does not get
Friday
better.
Night Lights.
Put up whatever tape you want. I'll put up Friday Night Lights, and we'll
knew I would good
listen to it back to back.
Premeditated murder.
Yeah, we'll see which one gets you really with it before the end of the tape.
But Russ also dropped a project this past weekend, same day as Wayne. Snake the Snow Globe. Shake the Snow Globe.
Shake the Snow Globe.
Yeah. The artwork's pretty cool on it too.
I haven't listened. I listened to that song that you showed me earlier.
I listened to about half of that. Not even half of that, really. I've only listened to probably 4 songs on that. I've always been a fan, and I've listened to Best on Earth, of course. That was a single. But I've always been a fan of Russ. But I just never like I was just a fan of his music. Like I listened to it here and there, but I never or I would play like the hits. Like I have a lot of his albums on my phone, but I haven't just sat there and listened to them. But like I know like a few songs like on his other tape or his other thing, Zoo. The flute song is raw. Like the whole Zoo album is pretty good. And then there's Really a Wolf. That album is fire. Like he spits, bro. So like I've always been a fan, but like I just never you don't catch me bumping him like every day. It might just be like a random whatever. But he's a good rapper, man. And the thing I like about him is that like he makes all his shit. He produces all of it. He might have help on certain things, but he produces all of it. He's been grinding for a long time. So like he's in a spot now where he's finally got the recognition and he feels like, okay, now I can progress even further. But he can spit though, and I just like I like the fact that his music it has a new feel to it. It has and his hits of course have that pop kind of feel to it. But as far as like bars, like he'll have a lot of songs on the albums where he's just spitting and
he's good.
He goes in.
He's very clever. Yeah, he's very clever. I used to listen to his old shit on Spotify or not Spotify, SoundCloud. I used to bump his shit on SoundCloud. Right before he really blew up like that. He was good, man. He's always been good.
Nah, he's definitely fire.
There's a few interviews though I saw where he had a fucking kind of a shitty attitude, but he's.
And I can see where because if you watch some of the things that he says, it's like, all right, he's a little too cocky. The way
he makes good music, so at the same time, it's like.
And
right,
what I was saying,
for it, so.
like what I kind of was saying earlier, off camera, is that I feel like when you have been grinding for so long, like you've been grinding for 7 years and you finally make it, you're like, you know what, I am the fucking best. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been grinding all this time and I fucking did it, and now I'm gonna show y'all why I should even be better on your list. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a little bit of cockiness, but it's also a little bit of like, man, like I need to be number one.
Yep.
So like it's a competitiveness to it too. But I just like the fact that he's so smart and tactical about, like you were saying before in that one interview where he's like, instead of giving them a whole 10 songs, I'll drop something every week, just one song every week or one song a month, whatever it was, like just to give you a little flavor, because that brings your attention more. It makes you actually listen instead of me giving you 10 songs. You're like, oh, I'm gonna download this and never fucking touch it. Like, so he's very smart. He's very tactful about how he goes about things. So shouts out to Russ. 2 other quick things. Quinn NFN, who is kind of a new rapper. I kind of like some of his music. He dropped OK Cool, which is a single. I listened to it like once or twice. Didn't really think too anything crazy of it. But also a buddy of mine from New York, Marcus Charles, dropped a new single, Small Town Blues.
Is it a friend of yours?
Yeah, in New York, and he actually Go check him out. Like I said, it's Marcus Charles, Marcus, and then Charles. He's got a couple of tapes on Apple Music. He's got some singles on Apple Music. And he has been grinding for a few years now. But he's performed like in New York, like at a few different venues and stuff. I think he performed at one of their parades in Times Square or something, like just on a little sideshow. He's got like 12,000 followers on Instagram now, so go check him out on Instagram. Go follow him on there on
Shout out to
YouTube.
Marcus.
Yeah, and he spits. He's a very lyrical rapper. He has kind of like a.
Tell me about him.
I thought I did, but yeah, we'll listen to some of his shit.
We didn't talk for a while.
He's got a lyrical flow. He's kind of got a very. I don't know. I like it. It's good music. So check it out.
Good music.
Small Town Blues is a new single, but check out his other shit too. Yeah, so I think that's good on the music, at least for now.
Yeah, that's really all that's kind of
not too crazy in the last week.
Yeah. But yeah, I was looking at a list. What was it? A few days ago about like new video games coming out. Some of these have come out before, or have like already been out apparently, but I think these are actually dropping. Dreams PS4. I didn't really look up much about it because it doesn't. I don't play much like new games. Like if my boys get a game and they say it's fire, then I'll get the game. But other than that, I kind of stay within what I'm comfortable with, which is Call of Duty, which we talked about last video. Anything anime, so Dragon Ball, Naruto, of course, and then Star Wars. But other than that, which Darian actually ended up getting Star Wars. Darian was the one in the last video
the first
that
episode.
stopped by. But he ended up getting it. We played with him.
Oh yeah, I need to
so
get
I would
that
get
shit.
it. Yeah, it's
we can hop on there and get nice.
Just have fun. That game more on. I mean, if you want to be, you can be that dude that's all KD, win loss, whatever. But that game's more for experience of the Star Wars universe
and that's I wouldn't even care about that game like that. I would get on there to just have fun and play.
We get on heroes versus villains, and
just play.
There's like people that have their characters max level, everything that completely shit on the whole lobby, and I don't complain once. I get on here, die twice in a row, and I'm like, are you fucking? You know what I'm saying? It's different. Like it's way more laid back. And it's very fun to play.
That's also because Call of Duty is like more home.
But yeah, my dad keeps calling me.
Just text him real quick.
Yeah, I'm about to text him.
But yeah, so what is it about? Do you know the Dreams game?
Yeah, look it up real quick. I just saw the list. I know a couple. They had Monster Jam Steel Titans on there, but apparently that came out last year. Never really played any of the Monster Jam. There was one on PS2.
No,
I played a lot.
Dreams is already out.
Is already out?
Yep.
Yeah, see that.
He looked at an old article.
Nah, I don't think it was an old article because it had the Kingdom Hearts on there.
Which
DLC.
Is another one.
Kingdom Hearts 3 has been out, but they just came out with a DLC. But what was it? This month? I think they came out with the DLC this month.
No clue.
But Kingdom Hearts is a really, really good game.
I never got into.
You never played it.
Kingdom
You're
Hearts.
Like, well,
I mean, I've played it like maybe twice in my life.
Yeah, the kids you're friends with like Mickey and Donald Duck, and
you have a key, right?
I mean, you have a keyblade.
Fuck people up.
It's a keyblade, yeah. And you like, you just you run through different like Kingdom Hearts 3. I would watch Alex play it, which is my girl. For people who don't know, she loved that game. She's already beaten it, but like, there's a Toy Story segment where like you enter the world of Toy Story, and you're in Andy's room, and you're helping out the toys on different missions, and like you can go outside of the house, throughout the house, and you have to like beat that area.
Sounds fun.
And there's an area for God, I didn't really like see much of it, but there's an area for major Disney like movies and stuff like that. Like I think there's one for so you got Monsters Inc. I think they have one for Monsters Inc. Toy Story. There's a lot on there, bro. And then following all of that, there's also a main story with main villains that don't have anything in it. So it's really cool. But they're making a DLC. They came out with a DLC for it. So check that out. I think the way they play it is like you go back throughout the levels that you've already played, but you do different missions.
Oh, okay.
And there might be new areas and stuff like that. But there's also like DLC that give you new keyblades and stuff like that to use. So they're regularly updating that. But the main thing with video games...
speaking of updates.
Yeah. So, Modern Warfare, of course, you already know.
Had to update.
That's the biggest thing. We talked about that like as soon as the beginning of the video last time, right? Was it video games?
One of the ones, yeah.
Right off rip, it was Modern Warfare. But they came out with a patch, let's see.
And it was
128.
So that was like Thursday?
January 28th. So...
That was Tuesday.
Yep, Tuesday.
This is being shot Sunday the 2nd, by the way. So you're seeing it, a week advance. But it was this past Tuesday. And we got the patch notes here up in front of us. But
I don't like them, by the way.
Yeah.
I do not like
these changes that are like, and like, don't get me wrong, like, and we're gonna go down this for a second. But anyway, all right. So let's read the patch notes first. All right.
So, weapons.
Yep, weapons first.
Of course, because of people complaining and crying and Activision this, Activision that, they have reduced the headshot multiplier on the MP5 and a small reduction to the 10mm round.
Now, like, to the range on it. So now, first off, having the 10mm rounds in there, like, made it that much better, especially. Like, I mean, it was a little OP. But at the same time,
they're 10mm rounds, and they only gave you 30. They dropped the clip
it's a 30
15.
clip. Yep. So instead of having an extended mag, you have only 30 still, and it's a 10mm round. It's supposed to hit you like that. And also, like, the MP5 in every Call of Duty has always been a good gun. You know what I'm saying? It's always been OP.
Even Modern Warfare 2, MP5K.
Always been
Dude,
OP.
you could even throw the akimbo MP5K. Remember that?
And it was always OP.
Akimbo?
Yeah.
You could still slaughter people.
It was always nice. So, like, that's why I was kind of like, man, so they reduced the headshot multiplier and small reduction to the range on the 10mm rounds. But the thing is that when you read that, you read it as if, okay, so if I hit a headshot, I just reduce damage on that, extra damage on that. But really, it's actually reduced damage all around. Yeah. So...
they do that.
They don't
to make
say
it
that,
seem like they didn't just completely pillow the gun out, and now you have a pea shooter.
If you had the 10mm rounds before, you could get like a 3-4 shot kill very consistently,
easy, almost every time.
Yeah,
like I got that. When I started using that gun, I had it gold within 2 weeks. It's just that good, and it was that consistent of a gun.
And now I swear to you, I played last night using MP5. There were times where I would put 6 or 7 bullets into a person, like not miss a single shot, 6 or 7 bullets, and they're like running by in front of me or something. They don't die. No. Now I need to reload. And I'm about to run up in them, and then it's like, okay, I may take out the deagle or something, but it's just, I shouldn't have to do that. I understand reducing it a little bit because it was a little OP, but but the 7.25 is still OP, and you reduce that. So anyway, the next one is the M4.
I don't think the shotgun's not OP. No shotgun's OP because
it's supposed
if
to kill
you pull up in front of me and I hit you with a boomstick, you are going to die. It's just it's a shotgun.
But I'm still just saying in general, like, it still is a one-shot close range. Like, if you run up on somebody,
it's supposed to be.
Boom. I know that, but I'm just trying to say it's still a video game. Like, it's still supposed to give me. I still should have a chance to kill you.
No,
I don't even have a chance.
No.
Anyway, that's a different argument.
No, no. I disagree, bro. A shotgun. What's the point? We've seen plenty of CODs where the shotgun was like 4, 5 fucking slugs into somebody.
I know.
How annoying was that?
I know.
How many times?
I don't use a shotgun, so it doesn't matter to me.
But think about think about that. Somebody rushes you have a sniper. Let's say you have overkill on.
I don't have MP5 or.
What I'm saying, let's say if you have a sniper, you have overkill on. You switch to that shotty, he runs up behind you. You snap back, and he's from me to you, or a little bit further than you are.
He should die. Yes.
One shot. Yes, that just protected you.
But
let's say it's nerfed to the point where no, you have to hit the 2 bullets on them. Well, pop, that recoil on that shotty makes you miss that second shot.
Okay.
Now he just got that one up on you because a shotgun that was supposed to be one hit kill.
That's fine.
Wasn't.
If we're within a few, if we're in Modern Warfare 2, this is gonna be a perfect example. Terminal in the little bookstore, like by the hallway, like it's the hallway and then the little bookstore. Yeah.
So like the entrance was here.
If we're in anywhere in that vicinity of that room, your shotgun should kill me.
Like if I was at one door and you were at the other.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's good range.
Any range longer than that.
No, it should kill you still.
No, yes, because the motherfuckers are sniping with the 7.25 on the. I know,
but you gotta
listen. No lie to you. I saw a kid with a 7.25 with a scope on it, like a full. A full scope.
Sniping with the double barrel shot.
And he literally would like pull it up and scope and boom. Like, and the kid, it was on Ramaza. He was in the mid building in Ramaza, first floor. The kid was all the way at those buses that are up like this and you can jump through them. He was all the way over there and he was at the first floor of the middle building and sniped the kid with the 7.25. I'm not lying to you. Like,
but you
that
gotta
thing
remember,
is OP.
But you gotta remember, there's a barrel that extends the
it was
range
extended,
and damage.
but still,
there's slugs. But it shoots them in tighter.
That means
pellets.
that if he sees
don't
me,
get over this with slugs.
If he sees me, it's over. I can't even fight him. That takes no skill.
But it does.
That's what something is. That is when
Don't
something is OP. No, is when it takes no skill to use.
But that's the thing. If you run up on him, and he's got a fucking sniper scope on his shotgun, he's not going to be able to react. Because he's most likely has that rifle set up.
If he hits
so
me
there's
at
no
all,
spread.
I am dead.
But there's no spread, so he's got to be...
Anyway, so
they're making it basically like the Car 98K.
The next
or the
part...
MK2.
The patch notes is M4... Because we're just not going to ever agree. M4, small damage decrease to reduce headshot effectiveness, and small range decrease, which the M4 is absolutely fucking nerfed to.
That's
I never really used
bodied gun.
the M4 like that, but I started using it literally 2 days before this fucking patch, and I was like, "Yo, this shit is pretty good." Like, I was using one of the armories for it, but I didn't think it was like it was. I mean, I still had to hit him a couple times to kill him. Like, it wasn't OP by any means because they already reduced it before, right? And they reduced it again, so now. Like, now it's like hitting like a SMG. Like, what's the point of even using it?
You might as well throw the 9mm fucking clip in there.
Yeah,
and
like
put a short barrel on and no stock.
And then on the flip side, probably one of the worst guns in the games, the M13, got range increase, a small reduction to horizontal recoil, so you don't get the extra pull when you're shooting. Small.
It's the back and forth.
Like
okay. Like that. So it's
horizontal.
So now it's only going to be vertical, which you can handle with a foregrip.
Small damage increase to boost headshot effectiveness. So it also hits. And like I threw it on just because I noticed that was one of the guns, so I threw it on. And I never used it before, but I will say that it does do a pretty good job now. Yeah. I mean, it still seems like you have to hit them a few times. It's definitely not OP by any means, but it definitely is a solid gun that I'll may use here and there. And then they fucking added the crossbow, which there was no need to fucking do that.
On the point, though, with the MP5 and the M4, I looked up a video on YouTube because we had started playing GB, and I was looking at what pros were using in competitive gameplay. 2 main classes. M4, no stock, in either red dot or another attachment. Yeah. MP5, no stock, monolithic suppressor or the sub-integrated suppressor. Yeah. Both of them just got nerfed. So now, like, I'm curious
what's
on
the meta gonna
be? What are these pros gonna switch to and exploit for how? Because that's my opinion on it. Like, they're all using MP5 and M4 because they were OP. That's kind of exploiting. And
it's funny because it's like when, like, I remember how people when Fortnite was blowing up and gaming was starting to get really out of hand. It was like a couple years ago. Everyone was like, "Why is it so cool watching people play?" And it's like, well, for Fortnite, it's more fun because you're watching people just edit and build and whatever.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. But like when you're talking about Call of Duty streamers or Call of Duty players or Halo or whatever, it's like you're watching them more because you actually can pick up what they're doing and get better at the game because of it. Like, so if you see that the 2 of the best guns in the game, or probably the 2 best guns in the game, were nerfed like this, now you should see what the top players in the world are about to use, because that's probably a reflection of what you should be using.
And that's basically the same exact concept of like studying.
Yeah,
it's like a way to study using a video.
When you want to know about something, who do you ask? A professor or a scientist or a doctor?
Somebody that's good at what.
Something that has researched all this.
Pros to video games, it's only natural to watch them and learn. Okay, wow, I sucked in this match. Oh wow, I sucked in that match. Oh wow, I sucked all night. Now let me watch what the pros do. Oh wait,
they're using a different gun.
Everything
they're using
they
different
didn't
perks.
do.
Yeah,
I didn't
they're not running straight into the room. They're looking in the window first to make sure there's no one there, or they're making sure to peek the door first, or they're throwing a grenade in there first. Like, it's just all about tactics. But anyway, because I don't want to get off topic too much. The crossbow, bullshit, fucking garbage.
Here's nobody asked for this shit. That's I have that argument with the.
And why is it a one shot?
It's always been like that, man.
But that's stupid because that's another thing that it's like literally boom. Okay, like a sniper. If you snipe me, cool, you hit a snipe on me. But if you fucking just crossbow me, like
this arrow, how many? Granted, I know they're movies, but how many movies have we seen where somebody eats an arrow? Oh
yeah,
and then now I'm fighting. Yeah. I mean, look at Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Fucking Boromir, he took 3 arrows before he went out.
Enemy support halo with only 3 thermite bolts. This has been adjusted: 5 to take down a VTOL and 6 to take down a support.
But let's say
so it only takes 5 thermite bolts to take down a VTOL.
So let's say 3 people on the enemy team have a crossbow.
How many do you have when you spawn with it?
Boom, 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 boom. It's done.
How many do you have if you choose to use those?
I haven't used it yet, so I don't. Hold on. Let's see if it's. Hold on, real quick. Let's see if it's
Because if it only takes 5, that's ridiculous. And you say if you have 5 just by having one, what is it?
I don't. Marksman rifle.
Huh? How do you unlock it? Here, wait 1 second, guys.
It's using a. All right, hold on. It's popping up right here. It should say it. Right there, unlock criteria.
Using a Martian rifle will reflex optics get 5 kills in 25 different matches. So you have to use the reflex sight on one of the other marksman rifles and get 5 kills in 25 games. So you can do that in one game.
No, 5 kills in 25 different games. So you have to get 5 kill one game. Next match, get 5 kills. Next match, get 5 kills. Next match.
In 25 games, damn.
That's bullshit.
So the people that have it have grinded that shit out then, because that's
just for a crossbow.
Yeah.
Just for a crossbow, which again nobody asked for.
That's so stupid.
My God, man. You know what's crazy? Call of Duty Mobile, which I play. I love it. It's actually very good. It runs very good. Actually, on my YouTube channel, I have my first Battle Royale video. I didn't win, but it's a damn good match.
He did go off.
It is a damn good. 17 kills. I got 3rd, but it's alright. I got more to post when I win. But they have, it's called the DLQ-33 or something. It's a sniper. It's basically the intervention. The way you reload, it does that like where it cocks it back and then like flips it to the side, takes the clip out, and then like you know how like saucy it was, yeah, and it looks exactly like the. It's the intervention. It's just a different name. And it's like, why can't we get guns like that? Like, there's a lot of guns in mobile, which is modern, that we don't have on here. Yeah. That would be so nice to have on here. Yeah. The MSMC from Black Ops 2 submachine gun, that was a beast submachine gun. That's in there. PDW, which was also Black Ops 2, the one with the top clip.
Oh yeah.
Under the sights like came to the side and then you threw the other one in on the top. That was a beast of a submachine gun. What else? There's an LK like 457 or 57 or something like that, which is an assault rifle, which is very good. They have the M4 on there. AK is on there. But they have the ASM-10, which is like another AK style. Yeah. But that was on, I forgot what. I think that was Black Ops 3 or something like that. Or no, Black Ops 2. It looks like the AN-94, kinda. But they have guns that I feel like would go like the Type 25. Like, yeah, we got the Ram, another bullpup, but we don't have the Type 25. Yeah. Like, the Type 25 was a great gun. I don't know. There's just a lot of guns that
and it's like instead of adding shit like this that are just stupid and whatever.
Which I played a search, bro, and people were like
using it.
They were using it and they were kind of going off with it, but it's kind of annoying because it's like, can we
another one-shot gun?
Can we all just get into a match where people are actually like
using guns,
communicating, using guns? It's a tactical. It's not like I run into a room to 4 people sitting in the same corner, like touching each other. Like, it's just, can we play where we're playing just as aggressive as the other team, so there's a balance of fighting on the map, and it's interesting. Like, that's the biggest issue.
But go back to the patch notes.
Crossbow,
Crossbow's trash.
Yeah,
if you use it, you're trash.
I'm obviously gonna unlock it because I play the game, and I'm obviously gonna try it out. But I might like it, but I still don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
You won't see me using it. I still might think, oh, it's cool to sit here and use it, but I'm not gonna be using it in a game. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna post a clip on my YouTube of me like. Unless I run around with only that and drop a 30 bomb.
Yeah, do a challenge or something.
Like a challenge. But yeah, that's kind of bullshit. You have to unlock that. That's the first gun. Oh, this is the assistant manager calling. Here's the patch notes real quick.
All right, I got it. Wow. So let's see what else we got. Another thing. So if we go down to, so we're off of weapons now. So the next thing would be fix for an exploit in ground war via ATV. I don't really play a lot of ground war. I play it maybe like every time I get on. I might play like 1 or 2 matches of it or something just to get some kills, or just run around for a little bit. But so I don't know what might be going on there. Shipment. The spawn tuning to reduce the frequency of instant deaths and spawn traps. So that actually, I've played a few shipment games since that patch and haven't really noticed a change really. I mean, I've noticed a little bit of a change, but not in a good way. They may have changed it to try and help the cause, but it actually hurted it if they did, because I felt like I was playing, I played Kill Confirmed on Domination. Was it Kill Confirmed twice? And I kept spawning like where, I mean, granted the kids probably knew too where the spawns were at, but just in the couple days that it was already out. But still, like I was spawning literally right in front of people, like all the time. And like I even got a few spawn traps too, just very easily, just knowing that it's going to be okay right here. So like if they did change it, which I really don't think they did, if they did change it, it didn't help anything. And then adjustments to spawn positions around the edge of the map for all modes. New spawn logic for domination. So I guess now, so for domination, they're not going to use the same spawn points, I guess. Maybe they changed up the spawn points. And then also around the edge of the map for all modes. So maybe now, like Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, Domination, whatever you're playing, it has different spawn for all the different game modes. So like I said, if they did change anything, I don't think it really did shit. And then when using a keyboard and mouse, a controller button prompt will appear to access the social menu, which I guess, so I'm PlayStation, so that social menu is triangle for me. Xbox, I'm pretty sure it's Y. So for keyboard and mouse, it's probably a certain button, but I guess it was showing up as a controller button, so they fixed that. And then it also says fix for missing character model on the LA Optic CDL skin. So I guess there was some kind of missing character, and they fixed it. So I touched on the spawn thing and shipment a little bit, because like I was saying how I played shipment a few times these last couple of days, and like I didn't. If anything, I noticed it was worse than before. If they did actually change anything.
I mean, that's very common, them trying to fix something and it actually destroys it.
Yeah. Especially on shipment, it's so fucking small that if you change anything, it's either going to be really bad or really good. So, but yeah.
I'm sure we'll see something in the next few days where it's like, shipment spawns even worse than before, developers are looking into it or whatever.
But yeah, so.
Not fast enough, but looking into it.
But the weapon things was the biggest thing, because I think, any game, especially now, we were talking about this off camera as well, any game now where they are doing updates like this, and I think Fortnite was the first mainstream one, because games have been doing this for a little while now, but Fortnite was like the first mainstream one to take big wind like that. But like any game that you can literally change how the game plays at any given time is always going to be, it's a never ending cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like with Fortnite, I loved Fortnite. I played it like every day for the longest time, and like it's a really fun game sometimes. And like now it kind of runs smooth. Like every time I get on there now it runs smooth. But for the longest time it was like, okay, you get your pump and SMG is the meta, right? And then having an AR2, whatever, then your heals. And then next thing you know, season 8, I think it was, or 9 or whatever it was, and they brought the combat in. Mm-hmm. So now you literally just changed what these pro players and these people that have been grinding for the last year or two have been doing to something completely different. And now, don't get me wrong, people that are good at the game are going to adapt. But the thing is that like when you can do that at any time, you're just shifting everything for no reason. And then now, so then you end up going back because now the pumps are back and the tack and all that shit. And it's like,
I'm sorry, guys. This shit it's been a rough work.
Yeah. But so it's a never-ending cycle, and it's like when you start doing those things, and you start listening to people, okay, because certain people are always gonna complain about something. So if on Call of Duty, if someone starts complaining about the MP5, you nerf the MP5. Okay, so now the MP5's nerfed. Now everyone hates it, so they find a different gun. Okay, now this gun's OP, so you nerf that, buff the MP5 back. Now the MP5's OP, or it's just a never-ending cycle. And it's like if you just design the game, you can update the maps and you can update the game modes and you can update whatever. But if you leave the game the way that it has been played, the same way, then everything else will fall into place. But when you start messing with how the game actually plays, then you start it's just like I said, never-ending cycle. Like Fortnite, for the longest time, I felt was trash because it's like you kept fucking with shit. It's like, why don't you fix the actual bugs and the glitches in the game that people have an issue with, like the consistency of the pump hitting for a certain amount, or people being able to shoot through a build, or the build not placing, or whatever the case may be. Fix those issues. Don't change
the guns. It's like we can deal with the guns if everything else on the game plays right. Yeah. All right, whatever. The guns are a little off, but at least the rest of the game runs smoothly.
So now I can play.
I can combat that.
Don't add new guns or take away guns or change up the guns or whatever.
Until everything's perfect.
Yeah.
That's basically how it is, yeah.
Or if you are going to do something with the guns, make it more consistent. Like in Call of Duty, you shouldn't be messing with the gun stuff, because now one thing that does is that with technology, everything is a never-ending ripple. So you could put these codes in here for the MP5, and then next thing you know, there's more glitches with the MP5 down the road because you started these codes on it. So that's the real issue. But the other thing is that, like, once you start fucking with it, it's just never going to end. Like, because right now we might have an M13 buff, an MP5, and M4 nerf, but then 6 months from now we could have an N13 nerf because everyone thinks it's OP, and then the MP5 might get buffed up back a little bit because everyone's complaining about it, and then the M4 might get too, and then it's like, okay, well now we have another gun in the game that's super OP, so now they vault that one or something. It's like, it's just all these extra nonsense for nothing. You could be focusing on the game modes and the maps and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know.
And there's a lot of shitty maps on this game, man.
Yeah. Fucking, oh my god, what is it? Piccadilly's number 2, but the number 1, Azure Cave. Yes, Azure Cave is, it might be the worst map. I actually kind of like it now.
Here's why I like Piccadilly. It's because you can control it. Yeah. And what I mean by that is that right side. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, there's so many cars, or there's so many places where they can shoot from. There's really not. There's the path right between the buses and the underground route. If you're looking towards, if you spawn on the side with scaffolding and you're looking down to the right side of the buses, you got all the cars over here, and then the library.
And the pillars going like towards Beyond Surge.
The library, yeah. And then there's that little pathway where they can come from.
And go to store, and go to second floor store.
Or go up through the buses, through the middle, and then there's the underground. Yep. There's 3 points right next to each other that they have to come from if they come from that side. Yep. So if you're sitting there and your aim's on, one pops out, pop,
or
pop,
even for me, since I'm an SMG user primarily, it's easy for me to get to a spot and know exactly where people are going to come and be able to take, or just know that I'm in a spot where I'm probably fine, and even if I get killed or something, it's like, okay, I know it was because of some other shit. But like, it's easy, and like, don't get me wrong, it's still not one of the better maps, I think, but it's still designed flawed, I think, a little bit. But in general, like, if you know how to play the game and you realize, okay, they have to come from one of these areas, so what I'm going to do is, okay, if I want to do this, I'm going to go over here, watch pillars, or if I'm going to snipe, I'm going to camp back and watch one of these spots. If I'm going to go up and rush plant A on search, then I'm going to go up through the through that little freaking
arcade.
Yeah, arcade, and then
and go left side, right behind the building. And then that's the thing too with that map, it's easy to rush plant. So you can win easy offense rounds on that map, search and destroy wise. If you're rush planning A,
Modern
and you
Warfare
have a team
hack.
Where you're talking,
Piccadilly, search and destroy, rush plant A.
Rush plant A, and if you're the team, and you're not the person that has the bomb, 2 people run with bomb.
Yep.
The other 3 people run mid.
Yep.
Got 1 dude looking at mid buses. Other 2 people looking at the left side
of the map.
Beside the fountain. And then one of the dudes is constantly checking back towards B for anybody coming.
You could
behind.
even have one watch. You could have the two. You could have the two go with bomb towards A. You could have one watch mid, one watch that left side of the map, see if they're going store or whatever. And then you could even have one like in scaffolding or in that back building on that side of spawn and watching pillars.
And
or
that's
watching
why
B.
communication's so important, because if the enemy team is all rushing towards A after they get the rush plan off, you can pivot.
Yep.
There's no point. There's
if
countless matches where the bomb's planted and there's still one dude looking down towards B.
Yep.
A's planted, dude.
Yeah.
They're not fucking going towards B anymore. Yeah. You've been there for a minute and a half.
Yep.
They would have come that way by now.
Yep.
No, it's because they all jetted towards the bomb.
A's
so pivot.
It's planted. If you're the last guy, go to watch the bomb.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too is like, you know, if you're playing an objective game mode, especially search and destroy, if you want to be a lot better at the game and not die as much and get more kills, if you really are playing search and want to get better, just watch the bomb. Literally, it's not it can't get any simpler than that. Now, don't get me wrong.
You don't have to rush to the enemy spawn on defense. Please stop doing that. You are allowed to camp.
On search and destroy.
On search and destroy when it's not camping, it's playing objective because you're defending.
Yep. Because like a lot of times,
get that out of your head.
I have some games on there, and you might hear people call me camper, and it's like if you watch my gameplay, sometimes I do camp a little bit, but my camp is never like literally sitting in the same spot the whole entire round.
But I have 17 kills.
Yeah, that too. That's
but I have 23 kills.
But it's like even when I'm doing that,
15 kills and 2 plants.
I'm sitting here, you know, watching the spot for a couple seconds just to make sure I'm good, and then I might move or something. But the point I'm trying to make is that, like he said, I have the most kills because I'm playing the objective. I know that I understand, okay, if I'm on defense,
might be a little...
Yeah, if I'm on defense, I might have to sit in a spot for a while, but guess what? They have to come here. They have to. There's no question about it. If they want to win the round, either they have to kill all of us or they have to come and plant. And in order to kill all of us, if we're sitting on the bomb, they're going to have to come and try and plant.
Yep.
So if we are all sitting on the bomb, then it doesn't matter. And you're playing the objective. Yeah. So it's just one of those things.
Unless the dude's a god. And
unless you're playing against some really good players and they have strats.
He just completely trashes you even if you are sitting on bomb.
But you don't want to just literally sit there and be watching it, but you want to be watching the map. You want to be watching the spots that they have to come by in order to get to bomb.
And you want to get a spot on the map where it's not easy for them to come behind you, and you can.
And also that you're comfortable with. The biggest thing I've noticed about playing Call of Duty is that if you try to rock the boat, if you try and rock the boat and run with a different gun, run just a different route, you're gonna get fucked up because even if you know the maps, which you know most people that play regularly do, like you're still not going to know what to expect when someone comes up, and you're also not comfortable with like everything around you. Like I know that when I play search most of the time, my most comfortable route, whether we're going A or B, is to go up mid because I can control the map. I can let people know where people are at, and a lot of times there's usually a couple people that go up mid as well, and I can also kill them. So now I've gotten a couple kills maybe, and I'm in the middle of the map. I'm letting you know if they're going A or B.
Now I'm call out guy.
Yeah.
So I body these two people. They're already 2 down. Now we got the advantage.
Oh, I saw one closer to spawn. Oh, I saw one closer to B side. Or just me
3
being
ran A. I'm rotating behind them.
If I'm in mid and I can't see anybody, because some maps like Azure K for instance, if you're mid map, you really don't know what's going on outside of that. Yep. If you have someone else watching back, now I'm in map, I could come up behind them if they're camping somewhere, or I can still work the map and work the bomb, clear a bomb site. So I guess the point we're trying to make is like when you're playing these games, especially like people like us that actually care about them, like if you do want to get better and you do want to actually like exceed at it, just play the game how it's supposed to be played. Don't try and just rush people and kill them. Don't try and just run up and like whatever. If you're playing search, camp the bomb, or if you figure out a way to get to bomb. If you're playing domination, then figure out how to get to B and get control of the map. If you're playing team deathmatch or kill confirm, just figure out what spots to go to control the spawns and stuff.
And on that, you don't necessarily have to camp. You can control a small portion of the map running back and forth with the flag out of sight and just wait. You're controlling the side of the map. You're controlling these routes. And then if it says, "Oh, enemy capturing B," now you already know your route to pop B. You know what I'm saying? You
kill the people in
B,
position.
Now get back in your
Or
like you don't have to just sit like you said. You don't have to sit on the bomb or on the flag and just stare at it. Like you can move around and then get your route towards that flag or
if
that
you
bomb.
ever notice the
so
best
once
players,
you hear that, you can pop right up. Boom.
Yep. If you ever notice the best players, whether it's Call of Duty, Fortnite, Halo, Gears of War, like any shooter games that have ever been really big, the best players on the game do usually two things. They're good at close quarter situations. They know how to handle, like how to react. That's the first thing, especially like Fortnite and stuff. But the second thing is they know how to control an area of the map and feel comfortable doing it and not feel like they're trapped or something. Like, or if they
go
get
watch
pinched,
pro gameplay.
Yeah.
Go watch tournaments. Go watch 6v6
the
tournaments
biggest
with
thing
pro teams.
is map control.
They're not fucking moving. They're
And
not
even
moving.
even in a way where it's like Fortnite, where the map is huge and everyone jumps down and whatever, like they move about in a way that it's like, okay, if we get caught from somewhere, we know what to do because we know where we're at.
We have an escape route.
Yeah.
We have a defense route. We have an offense route. We know like there's 4 or 5 different things we can do.
Yep.
Always play like you have. Always play with 5 or 6 other things to do.
Yep.
Like if you're just playing and you don't have any way out of the situation, you're just running head on. Guess what? You're gonna die. Round over. But if you play with, okay, I can back up this way. I can, retreat, take that route. I can go straight, but then take this other route. Like if you have multiple places to go, you're good. You're good. You can outplay people easily like that.
But anyway, so that's the patch notes on Call of Duty. Got a little off topic, but fuck it.
That's how it's supposed to be, man.
Yep, it's a podcast.
That's how it's supposed to be.
What else we got? We're on 2 hours now.
I mean,
hour and 55.
We really got.
We hit a lot of things.
About everything out, man. We got.
And we don't want to bore you. I'll spend 2 hours now.
Yeah, we don't want to bore anybody too much. Only last thing that we should say is Bad Boys 2 is going to be great.
It's out already.
Is it out already?
Yeah, it's been out for like 2 weeks now.
Oh. Well, I still haven't seen it, so it's going to be great.
I was supposed to see it with my mom this past week, and we both got busy.
But yeah,
whatever. So
just wanted to touch on that real quick. I haven't seen it. He hasn't seen it, so
next time, hopefully, we'll have something to say on it.
But
either way, 1 and 2 were great. Will Smith, Martin,
Yeah,
but
I mean that's just. There was a picture of them on the set, and Martin Lawrence looked kind of like chubby.
I know, yeah.
And the caption was Martin really turning into Big Mama now. It was funny, man. But yeah,
I'm sure it's good. I've heard it's good. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so that's it, guys. Hope you guys have a great week. Yes, Sunday, I feel like it's the start of the week.
And I really want to say thank you for all the views on the last. Like, granted, I mean, there's videos with millions of views out there, but our first one, and it's almost at 100 views. Like,
it's only been a week.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's actually really cool.
People sharing and commenting and stuff.
And even if you didn't watch the whole thing, whatever, just the fact that you even pulled it up to get the view on there. So that's actually really cool.
No, we definitely appreciate all the love. Definitely subscribe to the channel, the podcast channel, Easy Like Sunday Morning. That's E and Z, the letters. My channel, B Green Flex, E on the end of green. His channel is Dylan McGuire?
Yeah, Dill Sensei. No,
right,
it's different now. What I'm posting on is going to be Dill Sensei. Right, so DYLSENSEI.
Yeah.
I'll
have all the links down below in the description. So go check all of them out. Subscribe to all of them. Yep. Let us know what you think. Episode 2, hopefully we're getting a little better. We're trying to change up the scenery a little bit.
We got the mic, so hopefully it's better audio this time as well. We're both working on trying to get a better laptop.
Yeah, better laptop, better cameras, better.
You got to remember, guys, with this type of stuff, it's a lot of money. Yeah. But once you get it, you're good. So we're working on that.
Definitely keep sharing the love. Keep watching, keep liking, subscribing, and
please subscribe for us.
Yeah, and let us know what else you want us to talk about too.
Yeah,
any other topics, any other things.
Leave comments. We're not a part of the snowflake era, so anything we see that could be deemed as negative is just going to be constructive criticism. Yeah, we're not going to take it personal. We're not going to be like, oh, fuck this dude, he's just hating. No, you're being honest, and we're going to take that into account.
Let us know. So, this is us signing out. Be Green Flex, you already know. And, y'all have, like I said, have a good week. Subscribe.